sector jobs in August. The president wants that to be the focus today. He says when he entered office, we were losing jobs at 750,000 a clip, and that he sees this as at least a move in the positive direction. One of the big emphasis here, clearly, is going to be tax cuts for small businesses. What form they will take, whether they're going to be research and development, whether they're going to be capital gains cuts, how they're going to affect individual business owners who are at the higher end of that income spectrum, who have such a big impact on the numbers of jobs in this country. We're going to talk about all that and learn more about that as we move along. But that was the thrust of the president's message this morning, moving in the right direction, and more to come in terms of what he's going to recommend Congress do for small business.
It took two questions at the end, and Fox's Major Garrett was one of them. Major got in one last question today. Indiana Congressman Mike Pence, a Republican, also the chairman of the House Republican Conference, here now to react to the president. Good morning, sir. Welcome back here from Indianapolis today. At least twice he said we're moving in the right direction. Is the economy moving the way you want it to move?
Bill, sadly it's not. I'm actually coming to you from Pittsburgh. We've been traveling across the heartland, my beloved Indiana, Ohio yesterday, Pittsburgh today. And what's clear out here across this country is that the economic policies of this administration have failed. We heard the president again this morning say that there are no quick fixes, but for heaven's sakes, Bill, they passed their $1 trillion stimulus bill 18 months ago. There's nearly 15 million Americans unemployed. Unemployment just went up. The American people don't want another pep talk. They want another approach. They want to see this administration abandon this policy of more spending, more bailouts, and more small ball boutique tax incentives. And they want them to come up with new ideas and a new team. And for heaven's sakes, let's at least come together this fall and make sure that no American sees a tax increase on January 1st of 2011.
He said two things. Extend the middle-class tax cuts, which I'm certain is welcome news to you. We've heard that from many Republicans so far. And he talked about passing a small business loan package. Small businesses help create 75 to 80% of the jobs in America. What's wrong with those two ideas?
Well, look, when the president talks about extending middle-class tax cuts, what that actually means is that he is reiterating his commitment and his party's commitment to allow taxes to go up on job creators across this country on January 1st. You know, higher taxes don't get people hired. And the very idea that with unemployment rising to 9.6%, 15 million Americans unemployed, that we would hear from the president again this morning, surrounded by that same economic team, that he's intending to stand by their belief that it makes sense to raise taxes on small business owners and family farmers just makes no sense. And in terms of this jobs bill he's talking about, I know he started talking about that in the last couple of weeks. You know, when that passed the House, we called it TARP 3. You know, it's kind of a small business-oriented bank bailout for smaller banks. And now I guess he's going to talk about some boutique tax cuts in the next week. Look, job one is let's make sure taxes don't go up on any American in January. And job two, let's put our fiscal house in order so we stop crowding out private lending. And then let's look for some across-the-board tax relief to release the inherent trapped capital in this economy. This same tired stimulus bailout approach has failed. It's time the administration owned up to that, came up with a new approach and a new team, and Republicans are going to continue to fight for that.
So that's both sides now. President Obama's his economic team there in the Rose Garden, Mike Pence, the Republican out of Indiana today, out of Pittsburgh. And these are where the battle lines are being drawn on the economy today, some 60 days away from midterm elections. And if you do take control of the House, we will see what kind of an impact that could have on economic policy as we dawn a new day in January of 2011. Mike Pence, thank you for your time. Both sides at 28 minutes past the hour now on a Friday morning, reacting now to the jobs number that, frankly, no one's happy with.
Yeah.
No one's satisfied. You heard the president say there are positive signs out there, a few, but for those who have been